My wife stole $180,000 from my business account to fund her boyfriend's tech startup. And when I confronted her, she told me I should be grateful she was investing in our future. Let me take you back to how this all started. Sarah and I had been married for 8 years. We built everything together, our home, our dreams, and most importantly, my digital marketing agency that had finally started pulling in serious money. She handled the books, I handled the clients. Perfect partnership, or so I thought. The business had its best year yet. We were talking about buying a bigger house, maybe starting a family. Sarah would kiss me goodbye every morning and tell me how proud she was of what we'd accomplished together. Looking back, those kisses feel like lies painted on her lips. But then small things started feeling off. She'd get weird about her phone, angling it away when she texted. When I'd mention business finances, she'd quickly change the subject or say she'd update me later. The bank statements she usually left on my desk? Suddenly those were filed away immediately for organization. I brushed it off. Sarah had always been private about money stuff, said it stressed her out. Then came the day that shattered everything. I was meeting with a potential new client, a huge contract that could double our revenue. I'm talking 6 figures. But when I logged into our business account to show him our financial stability, my blood turned to ice. The balance showed $23,000. It should have been over $200,000. My hands were literally shaking as I refreshed the page. Maybe it was a bank error. Maybe I was looking at the wrong account. I excused myself from the meeting, my heart hammering in my chest. I called the bank immediately. Yes, sir, there have been several large transfers over the past 4 months, the representative said. All authorized with your wife's business account access. The largest was $75,000 to an account registered under Phoenix Digital Solutions. Phoenix Digital Solutions. I'd never heard of it. I drove home like a madman, my mind racing. Sarah was in the kitchen making her famous lasagna, humming like nothing in the world was wrong. Hey babe, how was the client meeting? She asked, not even looking up. Where's our money, Sarah? The humming stopped. Her shoulders tensed. What do you mean? I mean, where's the $180,000 that's missing from our business account? She turned around slowly. For just a second, I saw panic flash across her face. Then it was gone, replaced by this cold, calculated look I'd never seen before. I invested it, she said simply. You what? I invested our money in a promising startup. Phoenix Digital Solutions. It's going to revolutionize social media marketing. We're going to make 10 times what we put in. The audacity. The pure audacity of how calm she sounded. That's my business money, Sarah. You can't just. It's our money, she cut me off. And I made a smart business decision while you were too scared to take any real risks. That's when she told me about Marcus. Marcus Chen, 29 years old, MIT graduate, visionary entrepreneur. She'd met him at a networking event 3 months ago. They'd been collaborating on his business plan. Collaborating. Right. The room was spinning. Are you sleeping with him? She didn't even have the decency to look ashamed. That's not what this is about. But her non-answer was an answer. I spent that night on our couch, staring at the ceiling. 8 years of marriage. 8 years of building a business together. And she'd gambled it all on some kid with a dream and a pretty face. The next morning, I did some digging. Phoenix Digital Solutions was registered 3 months ago. Marcus Chen was the sole owner. And according to his LinkedIn, his revolutionary platform was just another social media scheduling tool, something that already existed 100 times over. But here's the kicker that nearly broke me. I found their text messages. Not just business discussions. Love messages. Planning their future together. And the worst part? They were laughing about how easy it was to get the money from her clueless husband. One message from Marcus read, "Once Phoenix takes off, you won't need him anymore. We can start fresh in Silicon Valley." Sarah's response, I know. I almost feel bad, but he never would have taken this risk. Sometimes you have to make the hard choices for people you love. She wasn't talking about me. She was talking about him. I screenshotted everything. Then I called my lawyer. Here's what my lawyer told me: since Sarah had legitimate access to the business account, it wasn't technically theft. But in a divorce, her investment could be considered dissipation of marital assets. Still, getting the money back would be nearly impossible. Unless, what if the investment was based on fraud? I asked. My lawyer raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? I'd done more research on Marcus Chen. Turns out his MIT credentials were fake. His previous successful exits? Also fake. Phoenix Digital Solutions was built on a foundation of lies. But I wasn't done digging. I hired a private investigator. What we found was explosive. Marcus wasn't just lying about his background. He was running the same scam on 2 other married women. Same story, same fake credentials, same promises about revolutionizing social media. He'd collected over $400,000 total from his 3 investors. And Sarah? She wasn't his only married girlfriend either. When I showed her the evidence, watching her face crumble was both devastating and satisfying. He said I was special, she whispered. You gave him our entire future, Sarah. For a lie. The FBI got involved when we reported the fraud. Marcus was arrested 2 weeks later. The other women came forward. It made local news. Tech scammer cons multiple wives out of life savings. But here's the part that still amazes me: we got most of the money back. The FBI had frozen his accounts before he could transfer everything offshore. $164,000 returned to us. Sarah begged for forgiveness. Said she'd been manipulated, that she loved me, that we could start over. But I was done. Not just because of the money. Not even because of the affair. It was that text message: sometimes you have to make the hard choices for people you love. She'd been willing to destroy everything we'd built because she thought I was too weak, too scared, too clueless to make the big decisions. She'd rather bet our future on a stranger's lies than trust in what we'd created together. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago. I kept the business, obviously. She got to keep the humiliation of explaining to her family and friends why her marriage ended. My company is stronger than ever now. Turns out, I didn't need someone making hard choices for me behind my back. I needed someone who respected what we'd built enough not to gamble it away. As for Sarah and Marcus? She tried to visit him in prison once. He refused to see her. Some investments just don't pay off. Have you experienced something like this? Tell me in the comments.